Not the guy with glasses you were expecting, was it? Before we get into the panel, I want to explain something you're going to see early on in the footage. Not see how well, because I don't know how well it would come up to somebody who wasn't actually there. Let me show you first a map. This is the area of the convention center where Doug had his panel. Interesting was the only time I was on that side of the building for a panel the entire convention. Now here's the line that went from Doug's panel all the way to the elevators. A lot of people, a lot more than they were expecting. In fact, there were so many of the fire marshal actually got involved. In fact, I almost didn't get in there myself, and I had a media pass. I had to get in there to set up for the convention, to record the panel. Eventually I did get in and got set up and everything, so obviously you're seeing this panel. But as you'll see in the beginning of the clip, Doug agrees to do a second panel on Sunday, which means I didn't get to do my interview because he had to fly up to Chicago immediately afterward. So hopefully I'll have better luck this year, and I'm assuming this year the convention center and the ConnectiCon team will be ready for the panel and just put it right in the big room. They couldn't have just moved it over because they were getting ready for the masquerade later that night. You'll also be seeing Doug recording a scene for his review of Baby Geniuses 2, which was coming out the next week. He describes an earlier recording session that he did with Uncle Yo and Brentofloss. And I'm going to splice in that clip, not the entire review, just that one clip. If you want to see the whole thing, go to thatguywiththeglasses.com and look for the review there under Nostalgia Critics videos. So you'll be seeing it from my vantage point, and then the final shot from Doug's vantage point. Look for me, I'm in the back. So, without further ado, let us get to the intended That Guy with the Glasses panel for ConnectiCon 2012. And then join us next time for the emergency panel the next day.
Popular, and this is very ill-conceived on our part, so we apologize. But Doug has agreed to have up to main events to make up for this. Doug is going to be in main events from 2 to 3 tomorrow to entertain you. Doug has agreed, even though he may deny it now, but he has agreed to do it, so he's going to be main events. I talked to main events, and we really, again, we apologize for this. The fire marshal was ready to close the whole thing down because of the fire hazard of all the clumping. We tried asking nicely, and then we had to resort to yelling, and that still didn't work, so we love you all, we appreciate you. Again, I apologize on behalf of everyone here. You know, it was either yell at a few people or disappoint the entire convention.
Well, sorry to interrupt, guys. I do apologize for much of an act I've been.
And rearrange the main event schedule so you can see this guy and make all you guys happy, because we do the con for you. I'm not going to try to pretend not to the angry people that want to kill me in the hallway, so wish me luck. I may see you tomorrow, I may not. So now you can look at this guy and want to talk. So here is Doug Walker.
People. Like hours, they're gonna shut down the. Oh my God! Honestly, I mean, give it up one more time for the staff, because that's not easy. But because you were all so patient and put up with so much, I got a quick question here. Does anyone want to be in a Nostalgia Critic video? very obvious that it doesn't matter what I do, you guys are just lined up anyway, so I'm just gonna read 50 Shades of Grey, ladies. No, I'm not reading it out loud to give you pleasure. Actually, let's go ahead and do this bit here. For the next review that I'm gonna do, I'm sure all of you will be so excited to hear how we're doing Baby Geniuses 2. And here's the thing about it, is that the movie is so bad that it actually puts me into kind of like a coma. And Brenda Claus and Uncle Yo are actually trying to snap me out of it. And what happens is that they say, oh, he's got a panel in an hour, and we already shot this bit where I'm actually going to be up here, and I'm still out, but they try to use me as a puppet. So what I'm actually going to do here, I'm going to put the mic down in a second, I'm just going to yell at you, and I'm sure you're used to that by now. And all I'm going to do for right now in this shot, I'm just going to get a shot of all you guys. You're just all going to look really confused as this obvious puppet nostalgia critic. So here, hold on one second. Okay, so I want everybody just to look at the camera and just look totally puzzled. I want you guys to be totally honest. Who here can act? Okay, you yeah, the blonde. Wait, no, stay there. Actually, stay there. Don't come up here. Act like you know me. Go ahead. Sit in the chair there. She's attractive. We're actually gonna reenact 50 Shades of Grey. What this is going to be is that you're going to have your hand up. When I say action, you just put it down, you say, I'm going to be right here. And you're just going to say, what's your favorite review?
Okay.
Very good. Everybody, I need you to be quiet. All right, keep your hand up. And action.
What's your favorite review?
Good. And then the puppet me is going to actually Uncle Yo and Brenda Floss fight over what the favorite review is, because Uncle Yo says Ponyo because he was in that, and Brenda Floss says Moulin Rouge, and they start fighting. And eventually he just says, does that answer your question? And so when I say action, you're just going to go, no. And they go, and I say tough, and you just look really like, you just look really sad. Just sort of shocked and sad. All right. Ready, and action?
No.
Tough! Perfect, give her a round of applause.
Oh, and that's why I showed my balls in Suburban Nights, and once again I deeply apologize for it. Any other questions?
What's your favorite review?
Oh, that would have to be the Moulin Rouge review with that fantastic Brenda Floss cameo. That man is a genius, you know.
Although, on second thought, I do remember having much more fun directing my Ponyo review with that wonderful anime comedian Uncle Yo, that devilish handsome deviant who looks better in a tie than I do, I should point out.
No, thinking more clearly about it, I think it is definitely Moulin Rouge.
But when I get less retarded momentarily, I remember Ponyo was a far better review, better video,
No.
looked much better in
No, I don't know.
Does that answer your question?
No.
Tough!
What? Okay, as if not, the rest is just a boring Q&A. But so let's do it. Anyone got a question? Go ahead and oh yes, actress.
All right. I actually.
How good was my performance?
I watched your well, a lot of people watch your top 11 Domestic in Distress review, and I remember seeing in Robinson, like from Batman Beyond the joke, and I'm sure you've answered this like numerous amount of times, but have you seen that movie, and what did you think?
Have I seen Return of the Joker, the Batman Beyond one, right? Yeah, I saw it. The Batman Beyond, it isn't bad. I just never got into it. I don't see it as Batman. I didn't know like Bat Boy sort of thing. You know, it was fine. You know, just wasn't for me. But I really like that backstory. That backstory was cool. I like you know, the Robin being turned into the little Joker, and then it's like Joker finding out. Okay, I'm gonna give away spoilers, but Joker finding out was actually. Like, I was like, okay, no, this is probably how it would go down. I like this. This is really, really cool. So I love the backstory. Everything else, you know, it didn't do much for me.
The Spider-Man movie for me.
Oh, sorry. I was talking about Batman. I spoiled Spider-Man. What? Okay. Maybe I do a lot of questions here. Let's do young guy with the black and blue shirt, favorite glasses. No, you. Yeah, you. Yes.
No, you. Say that again.
Just don't get closer to Don't rush the stage.
I heard rush the stage.
Okay.
I know Spoonie recently got fired from Channel Awesome. I want to know what your personal feelings about that was, and you are still personally going to still work with him, even if he's not part of the Channel Awesome.
Well, I mean, let's clarify too. I mean, because I think everybody does get this idea, like, you know, we sort of, when is it, you're going too long, Spoonie, you're violent. You know, that's not how it went down. I hear him say it wasn't really fiery. It really was a parting of ways. What happened was there was a way he was handling himself in the social media that as a company we just sort of said we just can't allow this. And we talked to him about it, and he just had a disagreement about it and said, look, maybe it would be best if we just go about our separate ways because I'm not going to stop it. I like expressing myself this way. This is what I want to do. And we, are you sure? Are you positive about this? I mean, he says, yes. And, you know, of course, we respect his choice. I mean, and that's really how it went down. I think people read more into it than they think, but really it's one of those things where it's like he's still a phenomenal talent. He's always great to work with, and in the fourth year, he is so freaking funny. And people are just going to be so thrilled with how good he does and everything. And yeah, I mean, so he's still a great talent. He's still wonderful at what he does. He still puts out great videos and stuff like that. So I mean, more power to him. If anyone wants to do something with him or anything, I mean, they're more than welcome to. I mean, we're not, you're going to talk to you. And it's just, it really was, you know, he wants to go this way, and we sort of knew we couldn't go this way, so we just sort of parted ways. So it's really not as, it's not as epic as you may think. It wasn't like, you're out of order, you're out of order. It wasn't that. Yeah, I mean, I still love, every time I worked with Noah, it was always fantastic. Every time he sent footage, there's always like a million takes, and that's great for an editor, and he's always been wonderful. So, no, I don't have anything like that run against it or anything like that. This new guy in the top hat in the car there.
Oh, good. I just have one question, and that is, I've seen your Casper review, and I thought it was hilarious. I have just one question. Have you seen the prequels?
Everyone's asking me, do the Casper people there? No, they don't want to. I'm so awful. I mean, it's like, I saw it a little bit once, like, just flipping through the channels, and it just looks like, at least the CG in the old Casper movie, you know, was pretty good, you know. This just looks like, you know, hello, Casper. I mean, it's like, this is more realistic. So, probably not. I just don't have any real interest.
Good, don't.
So there you go. Let's do young lady standing up there with glasses.
Okay. I loved all your Star Trek movie reviews.
So did I.
But when you were reviewing Insurrection, you touched on all these really bad points, but you missed the worst part in the whole movie.
Which one?
Data becoming a flotation device.
a joke about that too, and I think it was either one joke or the other, and I just decided to go with this other joke because I thought it was funnier, and yeah, everyone's like, how could you not talk about exploitation device? What? You know, it was like only a couple second clip, and I guess everyone was really pissed off at that, so, sorry. And let me say real fast too, also that if you don't get a question answered here or something like that, I mean, you heard there's a thing tomorrow, but also I'm gonna be at the booth tomorrow where like the artist alley is and stuff like that. So if you miss something, you want some merchandise, which is almost entirely gone now. There's a lot of people at ConnectiCon. Yeah, as you probably know. There you go. So, yeah, if there isn't something you get that doesn't get answered here, you can always just come and talk to me there. So, yeah, let's keep going. Let's go Ninja Lady, Ninja Turtle Lady.
Are you planning on doing a review for Osmosis Jones at one point?
I've never seen it. It just sort of looks like a dumb comedy, but... Here's the thing with comedies. Comedies are really tough to do. They're not possible. They're tough to do because there's only so many times you can say, that's not funny, that's not funny, that's not funny. So they're a little tougher, especially ones that aren't like phenomenally unfunny. They're just kind of dumb or whatever. So we'll see. I mean, that might be up there. That might be one to do. So we'll see about that. Let's go, young man with the black jacket there.
I've heard a lot of your references towards the Indiana Jones movies. Have you ever considered making a review of Temple of Doom?
I apologize, is that okay? The person in front of you, to the right, in back, a view up, and yeah, that for everybody sees her, of course. Yeah, no, actually, there's one. Actually, it's on video at the Reverend Dutch Job one where I come down. They say, "Yep, well, we can help you," and she's like, "I'm a boy." It's like, "Boy, okay, young boy, we can make your gender more." Okay. And was it the? Am I gonna do the Indiana Jones movies? Is that what you're saying?
Temple of Doom.
Oh, Temple of Doom. That might be kind of fun. I sort of fear the backlash I might get for that because there's like a really strong crowd that actually really likes that movie. And they're like, which I always think is odd because they're like, yo, King of the Crystal Skull, that was too stupid. Now Temple of Doom! That was fun! So, I don't like it, but maybe... We'll see. If I could put a positive spin on it, usually I don't know how much of a positive spin I can put on it because I really don't like it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's do cat ears there. Thank you.
Okay. My question is, I noticed you do a lot of like some of the ones I've seen, like the Care Bears movies, those weird editing Titanic movies, all these movies. How do you stand watching those movies and reviewing them without like thinking, why am I reviewing this? What's the point?
I think there's two ways to do it. One, the point is to make comedy, and comedy is always based on misery. So the more I suffer, the more you laugh. And second, no matter what movie I see, it's still better than just doing a boring job you don't like, and going to an office and just typing on a computer or something like that. So, let's see, let's go for Jessica.
Speaking of misery, I was supposed to say that some of my favorite beer reviews are actually your Stephen King series. I love it. But on one of your commentaries, you said that you were possibly thinking about doing Stephen King movies that you like, so like possibly misery. Is that in the works or something?
Got hard saying that. Yeah, maybe we're just bullshitting. But Stephen King has a lot of talent, and I've read some of his books, and people are like, it was this and this and this, and they're explaining it. I'm like, this makes it much better. But I mean, he's got mad skills, and he keeps you invested. You want to know what's going to happen, and then it's just always sort of like, oh man. I mean, that's just sort of my take. I acknowledge that, he's got a lot of talent, and he himself is an awesome guy. Every time I see him in an interview, I'm like, this guy's fascinating. Like, this guy's really cool. So in terms of doing like movies of his that I like, honestly, I can't think of that many. Dolores Claiborne's really good. Maybe that would be really good. Even Shawshank, I'm kind of. I'm one of those dicks that was actually like, What's that? I didn't see Christine. So maybe that's a good one. I don't know. I think there's not that many good. I like The Shining, but he hated that one. So I'd love to do the Shining miniseries. That'd be fun. But no, I'm not that I can think of for the positives, but because they're good. It's hard to get comedy out of good stuff. That's intentionally good. You know. Let's do the white coat there. Oh yes.
How exactly do you go about like writing a script, filming, and editing?
Poorly. No, it's excuse me. It takes about a week to do. We start off watching the movie, and it's like Mystery Science Theater. We just sort of rip it, and the ones that are really funny, I just write down like in little notes, which equal out to about 3 pages. And then the next day, I take that, I sort of turn that into a script. The day after that, I film it. Day after that, I sort of edit it like in order to know where I'm going to put the film clips and all those things. Day after that, I start putting the film clips in, the little effects, and I usually leave myself a day or two leeway in case something goes slower or something takes longer. But while doing that, for the most part, I usually do 2 other videos a week too. So I mean, it's like, if I really wanted to, I could probably get done in like 3-4 days. But because I'm doing the other videos, it takes about a week. And the same thing with like editing. It just takes some time. Let's do me.
Is there any bronies on the Channel Awesome staff?
I'll answer the question, I guess, yeah, and they're like, self-proclaimed, and it's like, cool, whatever. I mean, I just, am I a brony? No. Am I anti-brony? No. Do I not give a shit? If you like it, like it. If you don't. Why? I mean, it's like the big gender thing. It's like, cool, okay, guys can like girly things. Who cares? And next you'll be telling me that women will like guy things. You know, I mean, if something's well written, it's well written. I mean, the answer to the other question I hear all the time, yes, I think I saw, for the Ask That Guy question, I had to do a little research because I knew it would be funny if like someone asked a My Little Pony question. I just go into this great detail. But it was like, a lot of it got from Wikipedia, and then I did watch like 1 episode, and it's cute. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, it's just not for me. I don't get into it. So yeah, I really don't have an opinion. You know, either way. Bronies are like the new politics. It's like, are you left or right? Are you not brony or are you brony?
Which episode?
Yeah, which episode?
What's that?
Which
episode? I don't know. The one with the ponies. Let's do
So, in one of your episodes you had a Venture Brothers clip. Does this mean that you're a fan?
Oh, do I like Venture Brothers? Yeah. Now, here's the funny thing about Venture Brothers. If you come into the middle of an episode, or you come in, it's like, you probably won't get it that much. You'll follow it, okay, you'll kind of laugh at the jokes. If you get it on DVD and you just start watching them all the way through, you see how many of these strange running jokes they have and how many of these things that you didn't get before, but suddenly they explain later. It's like, this is really cool. If you were to just come in and just judge it by episode, I mean, you probably hate it. So I think that's both a problem and what's great about it. So I do really enjoy it. I have a lot of fun with it. Let's do that Boomba hat thing, whatever that is.
So a long time ago, when you first started doing the Ask That Guy with the Glasses, Ask That Guy with the Glasses questions, you had little usernames down there. Do you still take questions people ask you, or do you create the questions yourself, and is it like one big script?
My answers are strange enough. And no, I've always taken them from people, and the reason I don't get back to emails or people that say, how do you submit whatever, is because I already get so many. You know, I don't want to encourage more. For the most part, I take it through email, but once in a while I will read ones in the comments if by some strange chance I'm short on emails. So, yeah, I just take it from there usually. Let's do this side. Let's do yellow hat thingy with the star.
I guess I was wondering if you would ever decide to review any of the Night of the Living Dead series.
I've only seen the first one, and I like it fine, I guess. But I hear like they're actually great social commentaries and everything. I'm like, really? Okay. I just haven't gotten around to it. So I've only seen the first one. So no, I'm not planning to. Let's do rainbow hair there.
Question and suggestion for a possible old versus new. Question: have you ever seen Batman vs. Dracula?
Batman vs. Dracula? I trust it exists. I mean, that's what's so shocking about it.
Surprisingly awesome!
Surprisingly, okay. I'll try to check out Batman vs. Dracula. Actually, we tell me Kung Fu Panda is good. It is, I mean, that is always a good lesson, like, don't judge it by its title or its cover, because it's like, anyone that heard the title Kung Fu Panda, you'd just be like, no. And I was like, that's really good, the Kung Fu Panda 2 is even better. I'm like, wow, it's so dramatic. Jack Black as a martial arts panda is heart-wrenching. So let's see, let's do Blue Glove there. Where is that?
Have you ever seen the movie The Warlock?
The Warlock? No.
That film.
I'll check it out. Let's do, let's see, hello, next. It looks like Wacko's like breastfeeding off. I think there's a chapter in here like that. Before you even ask that question, I want to say, by the way, for anyone that showed up to the Team 4-Star panel the other night, we read the book and all that. And as a special little bit of awesome, because of that, in the Nostalgia Critic review, we do it at the very end. We read the voices, not do it. And actually what we did is that Team 4-Star, me, Brendan Floss, and Uncle Yo, we all signed this book, and there is a charity auction that I think by 10 a.m. tomorrow, I think is when it's going on, and this is going to be one of the things there. So definitely check it out, see if you can get that, because this is pretty fun. Okay, go ahead.
You do some anime reviews, like Pokemon, Digimon, and you're sort of a fan, and I just wondered how much of what you put out is pandering to, like, audience?
Oh, it's all pandering.
Do you want to do, like, you're about, hey, this is really awful, I want to do it?
No, honestly, and not because it was awful. I did Ponyo because I just really wanted to do it. I mean, there's really no reason to review Ponyo as a nostalgia critic. And just when I saw it, I really liked it. I just thought there's a lot of funny stuff that I can talk about here. So, and I don't dislike anime. I don't like it being my conventions, but I like it. I just don't watch a ton of it. I mean, but there's I like the Miyazaki stuff. I liked some of the show. Like, well, what's that? The kid with the bat that hit people. Yeah, I like that. There's one called Kino's Journey. A lot of people don't know. I really like it. But Last Exile was good. I mean, so it's like Cowboy Bebop. Holy shit. So, I mean, there's a lot of animes I like. I'm just not, like, super into the culture. I mean, like most anime fans are. I'll give this answer. I thought it was pretty good. Okay, let's do someone over here. Let's do blue shirt.
When you reviewed the Titanic movie, the second one that accepted actually for you mentioned the sequels will tend to release.
Oh. Was that your question? Am I going to review it? Yeah. I'm sure it's bad. Let's do the person holding the pen there.
Okay. I have two questions so far. Okay, number one. Are you going to start Mindfuck Month by reviewing those Mindfuck movies you reviewed yourselves? Such as that Raggedy Ann movie.
Oh.
I first watched it at 2008, but because it's so weird, I thought it was really, really weird. I thought we could make a really cool, funny, nostalgia critic review.
I was sort of debating that, whether or not I should do the Raggedy Ann. I think I gotta stay away from still very impressive. Like, it's really impressive to look at.
I know.
It's probably not.
The animation is really impressive.
Yeah, and what's the second question?
Why have you been doing Cool World?
Why haven't I done Cool World? Lewis and Kaylin did that one, and honestly, and my thing with people who do other reviews is that I try not to do other reviews unless I feel there's something else I can bring to it that somebody else didn't. And I sort of they got everything that was wrong with the movie and even went into some of the history and stuff, so I just sort of I can skip that one.
Wait,
I gotta take other questions here. But if you want to, you can come to the booth tomorrow. You can just go ahead and ask. I really need to take other questions.
Okay.
Just come to the booth tomorrow. Let's do green ears.
My question is this: which is your favorite movie that has the most celebrity cameos in it that you really enjoyed?
They have like a ton of celebrity cameos. I'm sure there's one that I'm sure it's like an obvious one. Maybe, I mean, like I said, Pony wasn't bad, but I guess it's like maybe that one because it's like I can get a few Tina Fey jokes here, a few Matt Damon jokes here, blah blah blah. I'm sure there's one. I can't think of it. I'll get back to you. The Onion. Oh, I saw the Onion. Yeah, that was cute. That was actually pretty cool. Do someone over here. Let's do person with the black cat there. I think it's person with the black cat. Yeah.
Some of my favorite videos that you have happen to be the commercial review.
What's that?
Do you have any plans to do any more of them?
I'm not going to do any more because on the third one we were starting to run out. And we're just sort of like, we shouldn't force these.
90s reviews.
What's that?
90s commercials.
Already sort of in there. So probably not. We like keeping it a trilogy too. We think it's kind of cool, like the 3 commercial specials. So probably not. But if something really comes around, we can do that.
Oh, Doug, I told everyone in Main Event you're doing that from 2 to 3 tomorrow, so you're screwed.
Thank you. Hey, give it up for one more time. Let's see. Let's do purple shirt in the back there.
Hi. I was wondering, do you have any plans to do another sequel month?
Another sequel month? No. One was enough. Why have a sequel to sequel month? Prequel month. Here, let's do Wario ads. Guys. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll come back to you. How about that? Sounds good. Let's do purple hair.
When you did the Sonic review, you had done the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and Sally. Did you ever see Sonic Underground?
It's like, review Sonic Underground. It's like, I didn't grow up with it. I didn't see it. It was a movie baby. Maybe that's a big baby. But it's like, I didn't grow up with it. And in order to do a show, you have to really, really know the material. I think, or else you're not going to properly represent it. Was it?
I don't think they knew the material.
Yeah, well, maybe. Do you think your question then?
Yeah. Will you ever do It Takes Two with the Olsen twins?
Is that Old versus Good?
No. It's kind of a...
Really? That's how you do it?
It's kind of a stupid ripoff of The Parent Trap meets The Prince and the Pauper.
Oh, okay, so it's a ripoff, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. I do remember seeing a trailer for that. I'm like, that looks dumb. So maybe.
It's my favorite movie, but it's...
I'll probably check that out. Do some over here. Let's do Asian prison there.
Sparkle.
Yes, Sparkle!
Okay, how do you go about choosing what movies you choose to review? Like, is there a process, is there a schedule, is there a dartboard?
It usually has to be something I'm at least familiar with. As much as I didn't see Digimon, I knew what it was. You know, and I knew I couldn't do the show. That's why I'm so thankful that, you know, Hope saw the shows, you know, of course she saw the shows, and could help me out with the
pretty good show.
So, yeah, she would say it was a good show. I'm sure it's fine. I mean, it's just, everyone's like, so, it just sort of depends on what I think I can get material off of, what I think, you know, yeah, just what I think would be funny, what I remember, and that's just the best way I can comment on it and make it entertaining. Awesome. Let's do the proper field.
I know that in some videos you also use clips from Nightmare on Elm Street. And it's like a two-part question. Would you ever review the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, the original 6, even including Wes Craven's Nightmare? And what's your favorite Nightmare on Elm Street?
Favorite Nightmare on Elm Street. I haven't seen all of them. Actually, what I did, I sort of cheated. I watched James Rolfe's, Roll Run for them. I saw the first one. I saw bits of Freddy's Dead, so that's really dumb. And then I saw New Nightmare, which I actually kind of liked. I thought it was a clever idea. So I don't know if I do it. I know they're kind of meant to be campy and a little silly. I mean, they've never scared me. But they're creative. I like the creativity of them. So I don't know. Probably not, because there's so many of them. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's do something. Let's do Fox Ears. I think that's my turn.
Yeah. Hi. I know in one of your reviews you said you were after reviews. Down. Well, do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know Watership.
Okay. It's actually a Disney version. I think it's Disney. It looks Disney. Yeah, that's how bad it is. There's a mouse in it. Like, do you know it? Or?
Wait. No, I know there's an anime version of Watership Down. You're not talking.
I'm not talking about the really good one.
Okay.
I'm talking about this really bad one that looks like. If you YouTube it, they have that one. They have a cartoon one. It looks like it's a child. They make it childish. Like. The parts
that's a movie you can't make childish.
I know.
No, I haven't seen or even heard of it. That sounds bad. I'll check it out. You never know, maybe I can do something with it. Let's do sword!
If you could fix up like any horrible movie, like if you could make it better, which movie would it be?
Honestly, I mean, yeah, the Batman and Robin, or Batman. Honestly, because okay, let me get this out there. I'm back, credit card, okay, but no, honestly, even when Batman and Robin came out, I was thinking to myself, how would you do this right? How would you do Batgirl right? How would you do Robin right? How would you do blah, blah, blah? Robin actually did, okay, that's one of the few things in Batman Forever I actually thought they did okay. Even though, what he's like, 15? No, I'm 15, really. Yeah, I like to, I was going to say I like to see those two movies done right, but Nolan got it and he's having fun with it and he's doing some cool stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I'd probably like to see those movies done different, obviously. Let's do the guy holding the red thing there.
Let's see it. I have a question, but first.
Oh, it's a tall guy.
That's tall guy. What I told you about. Okay. Yes. I have a question, but first I demand an apology. Oh wait, actually, give me a second. I need to record this. Good. I'll see what site for it like it. I represented a website called Space Battles, and we got invaded by your drones complaining about the Spoonie screw-up. So please apologize to Space Battles. And Sid, I apologize, Space Battles.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. No! Fish guy from Star Wars, right?
Yes.
Now someone's gonna be like, thank you.
You just made a PowerPoint of me now.
It would be the first, trust me.
I want to ask a question. About, one, are you going to do the other top 11 screw-ups? And two, one that I think you're missing. A while ago, going back to the Sonic review, you got on Sally for being, another princess who doesn't want to be queen and whatnot. For God's sake, she's running an underground rebellion.
She should have a name that represents that.
Allow her to just a little Tribal being called a princess is cute. She's running a goddamn underground rebellion against a
But she can still be feminine and cute.
I love it. That's really just a pet peeve of mine. I think there's no secret that a lot of women and young girls have a thing for being like princesses and stuff like that because they're pretty and pampered and stuff like that. But you know, it's just one of those things where it's like if they really are one, okay. But it's like if the parents are gone because they just don't want to write them in, give them a queen, give them a responsibility.
Well, Max was alive.
Yeah, and, you know, no, that is something that people were telling me like, no, he's there, he just wasn't there. I'm just like, okay, you know, promote her. I mean, so, yeah, and then the other, oh, I'd like to do another top 11 no, because I actually, when I made an F-up and the F-ups with the pot and the pan, I actually called it the wrong thing again. I was just like, you know, I think I'm done with these. Honestly, I just make too many. I think people are starting to get tired of them too, so I'm just like, yeah, you don't gotta make mistakes.
I'm gonna start sounding a little patronizing.
So let's do kind of the cool shades there.
Alright. Dumb movie full of cliches, complete science fiction film with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Will you ever do Doom?
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't like that movie. I don't think it's entertaining, but it's not the worst. There's a lot of thought put into it, and you know, some of the designs are cool, but it's so boring, and I just can't get into it. I like the TV miniseries one the children are doing. You know, I like those. So I was just like, I don't think I can talk about for very long. And I couldn't defend myself because I don't know the books that well, but I know the miniseries. Is that the same? I don't know. It gives me a headache. To Prison Holding and Suburban Nights. There you go.
Alright, I got two. Are you going to do any more of the Chucky movies?
We talked about maybe doing the third one. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the third
Like looking out inappropriate things in your how did you miss Santa adjusting himself in baking toilet?
I didn't even know about that until you told me. I'm just like, ew. No, I missed that. I just didn't see it. So, yeah, the answer is that. Let's do Prison Holding that green thing, whatever that is.
How did you get the idea to do the soundtrack?
How to get the idea? I was just going through that phase. I think everyone goes through the nostalgic phase. You just become obsessed with what you grew up with. You want to consume it and find it everywhere. The commercials are just from like my collection. I actually collected commercials for a while, and I was like that, you know. Oh, come back, childhood. And just the more I talk to people, go on websites, I'm like, oh, I'm not the only one. A lot of people really like this, and they like talking about it. So I'm like, okay, well, yeah, and no one's. I saw James Rolfe started doing his thing, and the nostalgia games were really taking off. I'm like, what if he's doing movies or shows? And said, I can make some funny stuff about this. Like, I think I can. You know, why don't I try this? And it just sort of went from there, and the rest is just me, you know, just sort of ripping off my my influences, you know, like Abby Doggett, who was black, and you know, a little Stephen Colbert, and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean that's sort of the basic basis of it. Oh shit, yeah, over here, questions? Yeah.
I was just wondering, you have so many movies recommended to you that you don't want to do. Are there any movies?
Look, she's trying to talk.
Are there any that you really want to do really, really badly, but nobody wants to see it?
The only one, really the only one, and I just did it, was Ponyo. That was the only one where I was kind of afraid people would go crazy, but I knew if I put a positive spin, it'd be okay. It wasn't nostalgic, but I just knew people would be like, Ponyo, what? Let's see what he says about that. So anyone I want to do, I just sort of make up an excuse for, you know, doing it. You know, like the 200th episode, okay, let's do something different. You know, you get the Ponyo in there. So anything I want to do, I usually just do it. Let's see, is there a guy waving his arms?
Oh wait, have you ever watched Grandma's Boy?
I've ever watched what?
Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's Boy? No.
It's funny.
Okay, I'll maybe check it out. Wait, was that produced by Sandler?
Sandler or Happy Madison?
Yeah, fuck. Keep going back between like F and plug. Let's do person with the hat there, the glasses. The dress, so it looks like a hair. Yeah.
Well, you answered a couple of questions ago that you'd rather be making videos and reviews rather than recording all job. As a person who loves theater and probably may want to do something like this someday, I get told by a lot of people, oh, it's very unstable, you need a backup or something. What pushed you to make this like your full-time job?
Like Michelle, our CEO. He literally just because it just looked on me, and I was doing a lot of 5-second movies because they were easy, but like nostalgia critic was like once a month, somebody and they were 10 minutes. So he came along though. He saw the view count, he saw the town and everything, and he said, I think you can, we can make it where you can make a full-time living out of this. I'm like, no. And this is really back when like nobody was. I don't even know what Rolf was by that point. And he said he could make it happen. He has a business mind. I don't. I have no idea about any of that stuff. So he put the website together, and like you said, it had to be 3 videos a week. And with that, I couldn't do my other job at the time, which was a freelance illustrator. So I had to really give that up for a bit, and just sort of save up, and just sort of be like, okay, And but he came through, and he really stuck to his word. He just put his all into it, and
he has our thanks.
Was it?
Yeah. He has our thanks.
He's like, you're the bad guy. No, you actually look a lot like Michael Shaw. I digress though. Let's do the Simmons back there.
Hello, Mr. Walker.
Hello.
Good question. Have you ever thought of bringing back any old recurring jokes?
Am I gonna bring back any old recurring jokes? Only if it's needed, or if I could do like a new twist on or something like that. There's always. It's like, especially, it's like, David, why do so many people want to take over the world? Because there's like so many times I can go, of course, and I'm like, I'm done with this, come on, I'm not using it again. I'm like, God, stop, do something else, you super ones. Think small. You're happier that way. You can accomplish more goals. So, it's just however it plays, really.
Bring back Cook the Coke.
Yeah, probably the Coke.
Bring back ruler.
Well, see, you play. You don't want to force it. You just sort of take it.
My team.
I know there's a lot of good jokes and stuff. So let's do it. Oh, okay. I thought it was Michael for a second, but that's embarrassing. Let's do the rapping dog.
Oh God.
Okay. So we all remember, I'm sure we all remember your Let's Play of Bart's Nightmare. I don't know, as Doug Walker and not the nostalgia critic, do you have any gaming hobbies, and what spurred you to do that?
To answer the second part, what spurred me to do that is that I had a vacation, I had a trip to Austria, which is also going to last about a week, and I just knew I hate not having videos out. I hate being like, I hate being one of those people, I know it's taking me weeks and weeks to get to this, but I'll get there, guys, don't worry. It's like, I hate being that person. I just sometimes, I push myself too far with that, and I'll do something that's not quite done, or it's not fully realized, and that really is what that was. Because that's something I actually wanted to do, like, the third video I ever did. I wanted to do a bunch of, because that's when they were just starting to pop up. And I just waited it, but like things went wrong, like with the recording and stuff, so I just waited, and there, of course, Let's Plays have come much further, a long way, and I didn't keep up with that, so that's really the reason for that. In terms of gaming in general, the only thing, like, I'll play some of the old, like, Nintendo, Super Nintendo games. I don't have time for, like, newer accounts, like, whatever, the PS3s and stuff, but the one game, my favorite game, I just love. I love doing Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Pretty cool. So, yeah.
Halo.
Let's do you pointing to Earth.
Is there anything you can tell us about the upcoming 4th anniversary?
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be very sci-fi based. We satirize a lot of sci-fi movies. And there are a few more serious moments in it, which will be interesting to see how those play off. But it still comes back to, just the classic swearing and poop jokes too. So and people into the costumes, all that fun stuff. I mean, so it's, it'll be fun. It'll be really, really good. Let's do that awesome bag there.
Would you like one, actually? I was going to ask you one.
You're gonna give me a bag? Oh, a button? I was like, dude, if you give me a bag, don't do that. That's like really expensive bag. Yeah, okay.
Do you want it now or later?
I can't, but we got that. Well, I am proud to be Irish, but just how long I take a chick with brains. Was it? Could I put it on my hat? It's hard to follow it's anatomy. Guys, but we're like right down in the middle. And you know what it reminds me of that Facebook meme that just cracks me up. It's just like, share if you're a sassy black woman. It's like every white person in the world. It just cracks me up. So, okay, awesome. I'm officially a chick with brains. Let's see. Let's do. I'm sorry. Oh, you have a question? I'm sorry. I just.
No, that, but I wanted to know how you started bum reviews. That was the first thing I ever saw.
Oh, the bum reviews? Well, when I did the Cloverfield review, like the actual review of the movie, I was imitating the movie by just shaking the camera, saying, "Oh, the camera, I'm gonna get it!" And I just loved that voice. I'm like, I gotta do a character on this. This is so funny. I'm like, what does he sound like? He sounds like a nut, like a bum or something. Okay, I'll think of a bum. I was like, what can I do with it? Well, I'm not doing current reviews, so maybe I can just do that. It was not that basic, really. I just looked around the house, found their coat. See, that's always the funny thing is, I look around the house and just see, this hat could work, I guess this wig, maybe this color. And now like people are going out of the way, like trying to find this stuff to cosplay as. I had to have the exact one that looks exactly like it. It took me like 5 seconds. That's kind of funny. Yeah, let's do the flag right there.
I saw the Transformers review, and I thought that was really nice. And I was wondering, so Michael Bay aside, because you saw those DCA and the other Transformers, like the new one, Prime.
Now, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Do you ever see any new Transformers series?
Oh no, I haven't kept it. I haven't seen the new Ninja Turtles either. Of course, I saw an episode of My Little Pony, but I mean, it's for kids. Actually, no, I will say this. Cinema included too. I think kids programming really, as much as we like to say, oh, our childhood shows were so much better. I think kids programming is actually pretty good from what I've seen. Like they're actually really putting time and effort into them. And while there were some real freaking standouts when we were growing up, like sort of like that Disney Afternoon stuff, and Batman, Animaniacs, I think shows really are trying to mimic that. And it's like they're putting effort into it. It's not like the shows before where it's just like, oh, they'll watch any old crap. I mean, they're actually trying to put effort, into what they do. I mean, so maybe I'm one of the few people that's like, when I do, someone who does not watch many kid shows, but when I do, it's like, oh, that's wow, it's much better than what I grew up with. So, yeah, that's it. But do I watch Transformers Prime? This tube is what is it, like a dinosaur paw or something? Or a bear paw, okay. Something like that, I don't know.
The one thing I didn't understand was what Emo Jones was alluding to.
Alluding to? Oh, really bad sketch idea. I did a video called Emo Jones, and it's like up there with Melvin Brother the Joker. It's just bombed. And I just did one. I'm just like, yeah, this sucks. I'll leave it alone. So let's do Cody Hair there. Yeah.
All right. I've actually got 3 points here. I might improve your love of Stephen King movies, Stephen King books here. You mentioned in one of your reviews that he always writes these completely unrealistic bullies. And me, I used to live in Maine.
And you were born.
It's 100% true.
Okay, now.
Completely one-dimensional, soulless villain. And Number two, I wonder when you're going to break your rule against reviewing modern movies and review the remake of Firm Government.
Now here's the thing, I mean, I guess people are sort of open up to the fact that Avatar, it's like, even the people that like it, it's like, yeah, we know it's crap, we know. Yeah, I mean, even people that love it are like, yeah, no, it's not good, but we like it, come on. You know, so that's one of the reasons I won't talk about it that much. And also, it's a modern movie.
And sooner or later, you've got to answer her question. Well, okay. Look at your face, he's fighting for you.
I was going to ask, when's your next special going to come out?
Next, what, to Boldly Flee? We're looking at August. We definitely know that. Right now, it's sort of like, you know, the effects and stuff like that. I'm getting pretty close to the end of editing it, at least like a pretty good rough cut. But in terms of like effects and stuff, I mean, we got some really good effects for it, but they take time. So we're thinking probably August will be when that comes out. When, I don't know. It'll be early, late, after when I get back, probably have a better idea. Let's see, let's do person holding the glasses there.
So you reviewed so many movies, and it seems like every single one you say, this is the worst movie. Yeah, which one is the worst movie?
Garbage Pail Kids. Hero movies that really, I mean, movies, I mean, I'm very much like, yeah, whatever you like, when you dislike, you dislike. The point where I sort of start getting like angry at a movie is when it's a kid's film, and they're really, they don't care. They think they're being edgy when really they're just being, you know, horrible and you know, really bad. That's one of the reasons I hate that new Twilight, because I just felt like, you know, come on, you're going to the, you know, tweed audience that doesn't know their and, you know, but they're going to talk about like, oh, should she get an abortion? Let's eat the baby out, or what? I mean, whatever they're doing. Or how are they figuring out? And I'm just like, you know, no, come on, know your audience. Don't you know who you're talking to? We're talking to adults. Are you nuts? I mean, so that stuff angers me. Garbage Pail Kids was very much like that. I mean, just everything horrible, bad, and wrong that you could give to your kids. I mean, this movie's doing it. It's not doing it well, and it's ugly in every meaning of the word, and it's boring, and it's stupid, and, you know, next question. really hate it. What about a DVD?
I can't come up with a question to ask you, but I would like to
Next!
thank you. I would like to thank you for bringing laughs to the world. And I would like to give you a gift for that.
Yeah, what is it? It's not taking, is it? It's bronze. It's not taking, is it?
No.
Okay. Don't rush the stage. What is it?
Just on the cover.
Laser Hawk? Sorry, Hawk Apple. Like one of the Joker's inventions, destroy Gotham. I'll watch it. This is going to be the green headband there.
Oh, what are you doing? Sorry, big fan. Now because of Simple Wish and having, oh my God. Do you think you'll ever finally do Matilda?
And the reason I won't do Matilda really is because even I think Mara likes that movie too. Actually, I mean, I told her I didn't like it. She said that's understandable, you know, and stuff. I mean, it sounded like she liked it too. I know that people that like it, they don't get it, but they really have a connection to it. Like for whatever reason, it really spoke to them. If I could find some sort of positive spin or something like what I did with Ponyo, I would, but I really do not like that movie. I mean, that's one of the movies kind of like Garbage Pail Kids. I'm like, this is an ugly, hate-filled movie.
I
don't
that
like
movie.
it.
I want you to review it.
Oh, well, I mean, it's still most likely not, because I mean, really, because I did say I was going to, and the fan base was just like, you know, we will kill you. We will find your house and we will steal it. I mean, they were just, I was like, okay, I'll take the hit.
Casa, my Denwa.
I can't do the reason why
Actually, no, that Team 4-star, one of them did the ladies.
Dr. Hans was perfect.
But I digress. Let's do this, so whatever, let's do a squid head.
I was thinking about going to the Christmas origin movies?
The Christmas what?
Origin movies, you know, like the origin of Santa?
Oh, you mean like the stop motion?
Yeah.
No, actually for the exact same reason, almost the exact same reason as Matilda, those are so beloved. And I personally don't like them, I didn't like them as a kid, but I mean, they're not like, hey, this is bad. I mean, for kids, whatever. I just feel like I'd be kicking a little child or something. But I love this, and it's like, well, yeah, I can't say, no, shame, I didn't like it. It's dumb, but it's cute, it's harmless, I mean, so probably not. To the young lady that black lady.
Alright, so that's not gonna fit. You have a fan, obviously. We're all a fan. Yeah. And worst part of this tickle thing.
Of this fandom?
Yes.
I mean, like anything, you know, any kind of extremist is not good. You know, I mean, even for a subject like me, you know, I mean, it's like still. I mean, you do see some of the fights that people get, you know, like, you know, sometimes either on the forums or in the comments or something like that. It's just like, don't waste your time on me. Don't do it for, I mean, when you really get down to it, we're just going online and being silly, and people are getting the biggest arguments about it. You know, or, I like the ones where, you know, you probably know I usually say, you know, if you like a movie, like it. If you don't like it, it's fine, be open. And then if someone's like, you know, this movie sucks and you're wrong, it's like, hey, you respect the opinions of others! You person who is wrong! You know, it's like, I respect what they're trying to do, but it's like, calm down. It's not worth it. I mean, it's like, when you just know all the other horrible, weird things are going on in the world, it's like, don't fight over me. You know, I mean, but I mean, at the same time, the awesome thing about it is that you think about where you came from, and you're just doing this, you know, thing in your room, just sort of to a camera, and it's like, and now it's this, you know, and that's so surreal, and it's weird thinking like other people are trying to do this, and we got other producers to come up, we're all because I thought, hey, it might be funny if I go in a room and yell at the camera. So that's really cool, and it's cool to see that so many people are like, no, we're with that. We like that. We like we have to say it in the fun way you say it, and that you're trying hard to entertain. So like really anything, there's always like a good and a bad to it. But yeah, like I said, I mean, it's for me, it's still much more positive than negative. So I love you guys so much. Love you. About 5 more minutes. Okay, let's get some questions here. Yes, Mike Michon. Yeah, the guy called Mike Michon.
Sorry. Well, it's not really just for questions, it's more like a statement. I mean, not to be the dead horse here, but like, you know that autism
Okay, yeah.
You know, I'm just gonna get this off my chest. I'm a person who has autism, and honestly, I find that joke funny.
I've got emails from people who have said the exact same thing. I have autism, you know, and I'm obviously very high functioning and stuff like that. I think the joke was fine and stuff like that. I didn't find it funny. I didn't feel it made sense. Because there are so many high functioning ones. I mean, it's like saying somebody does something stupid. It's like, oh, is that a white person? It's like, I guess if you think about it, I guess that sort of makes sense, but it's kind of like you're just insulting something to insult something. And I mean, for me, I didn't find it funny, and it was one of those things where I'm like, as soon as, if anyone complains about this, I mean, I'm gonna drop it. And it was actually pretty funny because someone sent an email and said, hey, not me. I mean, they're like, I know I have autism, and you know, in case you didn't know, I mean, there's many high functioning, it's not like what you think. And I just said, you're right, I'm taking it down. And she just went, whoa! Thanks, wow. And I just said, no, I'm like, this is a not fair joke. I didn't think it was a fair joke. So, I mean, it's the only joke I ever removed. I'm usually pretty good at defending my humor, but I thought I could defend it. And if you thought it was funny, great. I mean, get a laugh out of it, that's fine. I didn't, and I couldn't defend it.
It's your fault, man.
Yeah. But thanks for liking it anyway.
But it was good. It didn't make a lot of sense to see how you did it.
Let's do Pink Furry there. How is that for good? Did you draw this now? Oh, it's me! Oh, a little bad? Bad credit card, don't kill me. I just said bad credit card, don't kill me. I'm like, oh, too like it.
Are you gonna consider reviewing any more material that's polished or called
Any more Pauly Shore movies? File was almost yeah. Yeah, that was worse. That was a real hard one to do. So, yeah, so probably not. Probably not gonna do that. That's a good question for the other game. Yeah.
Two things. One, how's the married life treating you?
It's really big fan. Hold on. Like half the ladies are like, oh, you're half are like. Oh yeah, oh no. Spoonie has a huge part in the 4th year anniversary, and he is hilarious. I mean, he is ungodly funny. He works so hard on it, and you guys are gonna love him, man. He's unbelievably good.
Just one last thing, you should review Jesus Christ and Vampire.
I haven't seen it yet, but we'll see. I might check it out. Okay, go ahead.
Are you thinking about reviewing any anime series, like even if it's like Wolverine or something like that?
Well, the good ones are hard to make fun of, and the bad ones I haven't watched because I'll watch an episode and say this sucks and stop.
And could you please review Danny Phantom? It was a cartoon from.
Is it a show or? I'm not gonna have time. I'm sorry. If I don't have the time to properly respect it, I don't attempt to. Super person holding his badge. Last question.
Two things. First of all, what exactly happened? Like, what was the job you had before you became a South Dakota and what made you want to leave?
Okay, the one of me quitting my job, that was just a janitor at a car factory. That was a no-nothing job. But there's one guy who's constantly trying to get me fired, the guy I work with. So that's why I did that little exit like that. But what did I do after that and before the South trade in between? I was a freelance illustrator, making a living online mostly. So, yeah, guys, if you didn't get a chance to ask me a question, like I said, I'm going to have a booth tomorrow. There's another thing tomorrow show after that. Thank you all so much for showing up.